And we're now on step 29, front bumper with the receiver and electronic speed controller. And we need to make a choice here, what bumper we want to use. You can either use the slimlined bumper, which is this guy here, OT207 Part B, or you can use the full size bumper, the traditional one, which is OT207 Part A. We're going to secure that to the chassis of the car using the OT242 Part Cs. These are the flush or countersunk heads, M3 by 12s. We then use double-sided tape, and I'll probably use the double-sided tape for the electronic speed controller that came with the Hobbywing, because it's a very good, very strong bond double-sided tape for that. And we then will also need some double-sided tape, which is in the kit. You cut it to shape. I think, yeah, that's the foam. Double-sided tape will be this guy here. So probably cut a little bit of this, okay, for the receiver. And so I'll do this in two halves. I'm going to do the bumper system first. I think initially I'm going to go with the traditional bumper because that's the one that I saw. So I'm going to keep hold of that and store that ready for another day, just in case. And go with the traditional bumper, which is this one here. This is a fairly decent, well, we know it's a decent brand, Radio Link. It's a RG6FG. Yes, it's probably an overkill in terms of the number of channels we need for the car, but the important thing here is it's got the gyro in here. As this is a classic car, I don't want to ruin it, and I don't want to lose control, etc., which I don't think I will, but yeah, I've gone for a Radio Link. A little bit more expensive to buy these Radio Link receivers, but I thought the car was worth it. And I've gone for the trusty brushed system. This is the Hobbywing Quick Run 1060, and everyone knows about this one. This is almost becoming a legend in the field of its own right. So yeah, I think it was necessary to give me a little bit more power that we need as well, so we can have a more powerful motor in, but not too powerful that it becomes too quick. I want this to be more like the car I remember when I was a younger lad. Right. Anyway, two sections. Let's do the front bumper. So we have our chassis upside down, of course, and this is the front. We take our bumper. We're going to line those up. We're going to take our 3x12 flash head screws, and they are going to go in these holes here. So it's not exactly a difficult procedure, this one, guys. This is a very straightforward one. There we are. So, and I'm going to screw those in with my driver, because I've got the driver. You can use the Allen key, but yeah, it's entirely up to you. So I'm just going to pop those in so they're straight. And again, don't go too mad with these. Just nip them up. Let your fingers do the talking, as they say. That's to the go, to the stop, and there's a resistance there, and it won't go no more. And you'll notice I've gone in a cross fashion. Okay, so that is part one of step 29. Now we need to mount the electronics. So as for part two of step 29, so the electronics, so the instructions are that this is to be mounted underneath the top plate. So it's going to be something along those lines. So you're mounting it underneath. and you've obviously got to manipulate the wires and stuff underneath. And the receiver goes on top here as well. So it depends on where you need to put this. Now, I'm going to put the double-sided tape on the back of these so they're ready. And also there's the aerial to go in. So you've got an aerial here, which is this device, which is going to go in there, and a little grub screw that you screw in. Oh, not drop on the thing there. A little grub screw that you screw in, and that basically holds the aerial tube in. So that goes in like that and like that. So there we are. So you kind of get the picture and how that runs. Okay, so that's those bits in. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit on here. So I'm just going to stick these on there here so that they're ready. So I mean, this is a simple step. I've cut this to size. It's a foam, sort of double foam there. So I'm just going to pop that on, and that will be on there ready, so that we've got the receiver ready like that. There we go. So that's now ready to be placed on top. And this one I'm just going to use the one that come with the hobby wing. This comes in already. This one here I'm going to pop this way around, and yeah, you can see I've got my 1060s from Schumacher. They're about 23 poundish roughly. So this one here, there we are. There we are. So that's now ready. So they're ready to be mounted. I'm just going to wait for these because I'm going to get the rest of the car, and then I've got the driver figure that goes in. So I'm going to see which one, how much I can hide underneath the driver figure. It may be that I come back to mount this back underneath, but I'm just going to hold off a little bit until I do. It's not going to make that much difference to the model. So yeah, that's kind of where it is. So the standard location is here, and the standard location is here like that. But I'm holding just to see how big the driver figure is and how much it will cover, and see if I can hide these. Perhaps I can hide these more like this, you know, perhaps something along those lines. Perhaps I can go this way around, for example, and then perhaps I can hide them underneath the driver figure so you can't see them so much. I don't know. So until I get there at the other end of the build, I'm just going to hold off installing these. May come back to that at a later stage, but they're ready to go. So we're looking at step 29 again, and I kind of looked at this, and what I've done is I've obtained the driver figure from the body mount system, and I'm still in awe of how brilliant the way this is simple. You've got this catch underneath the two the two washers, the special washers. They were the spacer washers, and then this little piece at the front, and as that hooks in, that's the driver figure, and you've got to have the driver helmet on top, which is amazing. Well done, Kyosho. So in hindsight, looking at step 29 and placing your electronics, I think I'm going to place the receiver at the back here underneath the driver figure, because that makes sense that this will A, fit, and B, the cables will route in and connect to the receiver, and it's kept protection underneath the driver figure. And I've routed underneath the electronic speed controller, my Hobby Wing 1060, and I kind of routed the cables at the moment. So this is going to go back up through the chassis. There's a little space underneath and go underneath the driver figure. And then you've got your battery power and your motor wires that will go effectively the motor over here. So if I bring that back over underneath this way, you kind of see these will effectively catch the motor, no doubt, through here, and the battery will go through the middle of the chassis, and then we should be able to connect on there, and should keep it nice and short. So in hindsight, I think I am going to stick this underneath here. I was trying to see if I could squeeze this underneath the driver hood cover, but then I was thinking, well, it needs to cool. I mean, if it's underneath here, I don't think there's going to be any airflow to keep it cool. So I'm going to go with it underneath here, and route the wires underneath. So just a case of double side taping this down. And the other thing is I've got access to the jumpers, so if I wish to change from a battery pack nickel metal hydroxide to a lipo, I can jump the jumpers over quite easily from underneath. And if I need to change the programming of the electronic speed controller, at the moment it's on forward, brake, reverse, or if I want to change it just to forward or reverse or whatever, I can do that again. So I've got access to the jumper, and kind of tidy as well, because on the side of the Hobbywing 1060 is a wedging system that allows you to put the switch in place. So that kind of works. So I'm going to go with that. So we're going to stick that underneath there. And we'll go with that. I'm not going to stick it in just now. I just want to make sure how I'll route my wires. So I'm going to wait until I got the motor step, I think, and see how my motor wires route, and then I'll stick it into place. But provisionally, it's going to go here. The receiver's going to go here, because that will be then protected by the hood and the driver figure inside there. So yeah, all good to go. Right, so that is step 29 completed.